don't think any woman within the sound of my voice understands the pressure of the perfect proposal put on a guy.
Oh, I get it. I get it because we as women, I think, always dream of having like the very best, most romantic, perfect for you proposal.
I remember I had, and the jeweler that worked with me on my wife's engagement ring was super excited that they were able to get me the engagement ring by Valentine's Day. And I was like, okay, that's great. But like in my mind, I had already kind of ruled out Valentine's Day. I was like, I don't want to.
Too cliche.
Yeah, I was like, we're not a get engaged on a Valentine's Day sort of couple. Okay. So
you knew she was going to want something out of the ordinary.
Well, just not that. But the thing was, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have some elaborate plan cooked up in my brain. And I was like,
she hadn't dropped hints as to maybe what she might have wanted.
Right. And I think that she knew that, there was going to be an engagement at some point, but was just kind of twiddling her thumbs, waiting for that day to come. So I remember we were dating long distance at the time. And so when I would travel in to Columbus, Ohio, where she was living at the time, I would bring the ring. And just in case something presented itself where it was like, well, this is the moment. This is the moment that I've been waiting for.
And you were precariously just carrying it in your pocket, were you not?
Yes.
Not even in a box?
No, not even in a box. I would put it like, so like
it gives me anxiety.
So, in jeans, where you've got
that little itty bitty pocket.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Oh,
and
gosh.
so I would just stick it right in that little bitty coin pocket there in your jeans in the front.
That is.
And
you were so lucky.
I know. There were several times when she would put her hands in my pocket, playfully or something like that.
Sassy.
And I'd have to be like, yep, nope.
Hey, no touchy.
Hey, no touchy. You're getting a little too close to the stuff, and we're not married yet, girl. you gotta cool the jets there.
Hey, slow down.
So I can understand trying to come up with the perfect proposal, and that's where Terrance is with this. And so he's kind of reaching out to us, and we'll get into his group therapy here in just a sec, but he knows his girlfriend is kind of anticipating a proposal at some point.
Yeah, and in his mind, he's thinking, you know what? A bunch of her best friends are going to be right there. Perfect moment.
Yep. But is it? So if you've got an issue and you're like, you know what? Just want an extra opinion on this.
Not sure. Not completely sure. I think if I ask Ben and Kelly, though, I'll be totally sure.
Yeah, exactly. So come to us at Ben and Kelly Show or Ben and Kelly Show at Gmail. Friend, at this point, please turn off the radio.
It's not his real name. We'll say that.
Okay.
I know she's somewhat expecting it. So if I just took her to a romantic dinner, it wouldn't be a surprise. This way, she's going to have no clue.
Okay.
Now, she's worked for the state for a while, so I was hoping to propose at her work holiday party because it would be in front of a lot of her best friends.
Okay.
I was going to set it up to where I rigged the gift exchange, so one of the presents would have the ring in it, so when she opened it, I'd be down on one knee and ask her in front of everyone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So do you like this idea? Or do you think it could somehow get her in trouble with her boss or something? I'm just trying to work out possible disaster stories before I decide to go through with it.
All right. Has anyone done this? Proposed to their boyfriend or girlfriend at work?
I got proposed to at work.
Well, you did. You're right.
I did. I got a work proposal story. My husband dressed up as a knight in shining armor and proposed on the air. I was stunned. I said thank you.
Did you ever say yes?
No, I didn't say yes on the air.
What, 16 years later? Still haven't said yes to that proposal?
No, exactly. In my mind, I finished the sentence, thank you for making this the best day of my life, but it just came out, thank you.
I guess I forgot that you did get proposed to at work.
Yes. Yeah, it was before you.
No. I remember.
Yeah. And then you played a part in pranking me during my rehearsal dinner. That was fun.
Yeah, I mean that was a separate story.
Exactly.
But, so I want to know, because I'm sure that others have done the same thing, like proposed in front of work colleagues, and how that turned out. I would have to think that you should reach out to her boss.
Maybe, yeah. I think obviously, if you're going to rig the gift exchange,
well, yeah, you'd have to.
Clue some people into what's going on. Lisa says, ew, which, that's a pretty strong.
That's from a female, we think.
Right. That's a strong protest against that. Dan says, definitely think you should talk to some of her coworkers, maybe feel them out and get them in on it and see what they think.
Listen, we don't want to poo-poo your proposal story, but we're just kind of running it through the bases here and seeing what we think. All right. So, want to hear from you. 502-571-9970 is our number to call. Or text. And is there going to be wedding bells in the future for Terrance?
Well, I think there will be. That's really not in question. It's how he's going to get there. That's the question. The perfect proposal.
Yeah.
So he wants to pop the question, rigging the gift exchange at his girlfriend's work holiday party.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just kind of, she works with a lot of her close friends, and he thinks that's why it would be a perfect setting, but is, a little hesitant because it's work.
Yeah. Okay. So a
lot of people on Facebook, Jennifer says, think it's an awesome idea. I would ask the boss just to make sure. Mm-hmm. That way he or she can help you make sure it goes well. And that's what Andy says, too. Adrian says, it's an amazing idea. Definitely run it by the boss first. Make sure they're okay with it. More than likely, they're going to help you in any way they can to make sure it gets pulled off perfectly. Now, Chris says, work situations change.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want my engagement memory to be one that has a bunch of people that I used to work with.
Oh, yeah.
Do it privately or around family and friends that will be in your life forever. That's a really good point.
Mindy, you are kind of throwing the caution flag too?
So when my son proposed to his girlfriend, she threatened him within an inch of his life if he did it in public.
Oh.
She wanted it to be a totally private moment between the two of them. But he knows her better than anybody else.
Mm.
Yeah.
But also, it's never a good idea. It's never a good idea to hijack somebody else's event.
Oh.
Somebody else has already put the work in to make that event. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good point, Mindy.
Because, I've seen somebody get proposed to at somebody else's, graduation party. Yeah, not a good idea.
Okay. All right.
Well, that's different. But I feel like, work parties are kind of like, they're work parties.
They are?
Inject, a little bit of, fun and, a surprise. And that's exciting.
Sure. He calls our show all the time, dispenses love advice. Andrew, the love doctor.
Ben, I'm so happy. You are spot on. You are the man today.
Andrew, it's weird hearing that about me and not Kelly.
Absolutely. Listen, you're absolutely right. He's got to get people at work involved. First off, our boss has to know to make sure that it's cool. Nothing happens there at work. Plus the gift exchange, you got to make sure that goes down well. It's a great gesture. It's a fantastic idea. If he can pull it off, it's a beautiful sentiment. Absolutely. When I got engaged, it was one-on-one, but everybody's different.
Yep.
And the people that are calling in and going, ooh, that's because it would be ooh to them.
Mm.
You've got to remember, this isn't about them. Exactly. It's how they would interpret it, not how she would interpret it. And I think he probably knows her better than anybody. Fantastic idea. Go for it, brother.
All right, Andrew, the love doctor. You heard it. Thank you, buddy.
Keep on loving.
All right, see you, man. Bye.
Later.
Hi, B. So you think he should do it, right?
Absolutely. 2 seconds after she gets that ring on, she's going to be planning her wedding. She's not even going to remember.
And then she's going to have all those coworkers around her cheering her and pumping her up. There's going to be alcohol probably flowing and
yeah, what a way to celebrate. I spend more time with my work family than my own family.
Yeah, okay. All right.
True. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, that might give her some job security, because what kind of awful boss would just fire her after she just got engaged in front of the entire office?
Exactly. Exactly.
Obviously,
Do it. Go for it, guys.
She hasn't worked in radio. But anyways, B, thank you very much. I hope you have a great day.
You too.
All right, so we really have kind of a
split. Yeah. There are some good points on both sides of it. If he thinks that she's going to be working this job for a really long time, then there was a really good point that Chris made about, the coworkers not necessarily being in your life forever. Brittany says, do it. Put the ring in the gift exchange. Make sure that she gets it. Yep. You got to get people involved that can make sure that happens.
The only thing I would caution against is actually putting the actual ring in the gift exchange. I would probably keep hold of that myself, but put something else like a note or something in the gift that she's supposed to get that then directs her to look at you, and then you do your thing.
Okay. All right. I could see that, but I really like the idea of her just unwrapping the box. And then seeing the voila, like, wow, this is a fancy gift to get at a work party.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I don't know.
Okay, so all right.
I like it. I like it.
All right.
I like it.
Okay, so for me personally, if I were a girl, I would not necessarily want to be proposed to in front of a huge public setting. I'm not.
Okay, so your parents are going to name you Megan if you're a girl. So let's pretend you're Megan.
Yeah. And if my fiance were to propose to me in a big public setting and in public, I'd be embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed and it'd be like cringe because I can't stand like cringe sort of public proposals. That
then it would be like a public
awkward
display of affection too, because then you always smooch and you hug and the crying probably and all the things and so you have to consider, is she going to be one that's not going to mind doing that in front of her work people?
Yeah. So anyways, all right. Obviously, you know her.
Yes.
You know what her likes and dislikes are if you're thinking about getting proposed to and getting engaged.
Very personal.
Yeah, for sure. So I think we're all saying, let's do it. Go ahead and do it. Get the boss's permission first.
Yes.
Definitely do that. And then have fun. Enjoy.
And get on video.
Obviously. We got to get it on video for sure.
Yeah.
All right. And keep us posted. Good luck, Terrance.